Maharashtra saw 8,249 cybercrime cases in 2022. At the national level, there were almost 65,000 cases which were reported. People lose close to 3 crore rupees daily. Cybercrime and cyber frauds ये बहुत बड़ा एक प्रॉब्लम हमारे लिए आज है. नॉर्मली हमने देखा है कि जब लॉयर्स की बात होती है, जो फिल्मों में हमने देखा हुआ है कि टिपिकली जब क्राइम्स होते हैं तो एक क्राइम सीन होता है, फिर एविडेंस गैदरिंग होता है, फिजिकल एविडेंस गैदरिंग होता है, फिर कोई गवाह होते हैं, उनको कोर्ट में लेके जाया जाता है, एंड देन दैट एंटायर कोर्ट रूम सीन दैट गोज ऑन.
I never wanted to be an advocate. So, I'm born in Bombay, then Bombay, now Mumbai. And अगर वहाँ पे रहता तो शायद मैं SSC भी नहीं करता. Many people are not aware as to what happens when they open a message from an unknown person in a WhatsApp group. Center of this crime is a bank account.
How people upload everything on Facebook or
Yes.
Instagram. Specifically, what should be avoided?
You click on forwarded messages with links. You click on photos. Good morning.
Specifically, what was the motivation behind getting into this field? Because this is it's completely on the online world. You mentioned about dark web. How we have understood probably again through maybe YouTube or maybe through Netflix or maybe through the available data that the dark web is a problem probably in the West. How bad is it here in
They want to have fun with friends, so they will open a Facebook account in the name of a girl. And Facebook is also a very dangerous place if you don't use it wisely. 2012 or 13, I don't remember exactly. There was this girl in Mumbai. She used to keep on updating her information on Facebook. Whatever she ate vada pav खाने से पहले she'll take a photo अभी vada pav है, having vada pav.
Maharashtra saw 8,249 cybercrime cases in 2022, which was almost 48% higher than the previous year. This is as per the NCRB data. At the national level, there were almost 65,000 cases which were reported in the same year. Now, these are the number of reported cases. People lose close to 3 crore rupees daily, as per news articles. Cybercrime and cyber frauds ये बहुत बड़ा एक प्रॉब्लम हमारे लिए आज है. स्पेसिफिकली अगर आप देखोगे तो टेलीग्राम जैसी एक जो केस अभी रिसेंटली चल रही है, एंड विद द यूज़ ऑफ मोबाइल फोन्स रैपिडली डेटा इतना अवेलेबल है हमारे पास, दीज काइंड ऑफ केसेस आर इंक्रीजिंग डे बाय डे. टू डिस्कस मोर ऑन दिस टॉपिक टुडे आई हैव एडवोकेट वैभव सालुंके सर विद मी. आई एम श्योर दिस पॉडकास्ट एंड दिस एपिसोड विल बी वेरी वेरी इन्फॉर्मेटिव फॉर यू. एंजॉय दिस. So welcome to episode number 3 of Dr. AB's Podium. Today we have advocate Vaibhav Salunkhe sir with us to discuss on the topic of cybersecurity and online frauds. बहुत important topic है because this is one threat which has been looming over us specifically after the pandemic. Pandemic के बाद आपने देखा होगा जामतारा सीरीज आई, फिर सीरीज का पार्ट 2 भी आया. उसी तरीके से साइबर क्राइम्स के कितने सारे पार्ट्स और कितने सारे एवोल्यूशन हो रहा है, वी आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ दिस. So to discuss on this topic and how do we keep ourselves safe from this, and in case if somebody really gets affected by that, what can be the measures to counter that? To discuss on this subject, I have Advocate Vaibhav Salunkhe sir with us. Sir, thank you so much for accepting our invite. My first question to you is a very basic question. Normally हमने देखा है कि जब lawyers की बात होती है, जो फिल्मों में हमने देखा हुआ है कि typically जब crimes होते हैं तो एक crime scene होता है, फिर evidence gathering होता है, physical evidence gathering होता है, फिर कोई गवाह होते हैं, उनको कोर्ट में लेके जाया जाता है, and then that entire courtroom scene that goes on. In the case of cybercrime, it is all in the virtual world.
Yes.
It's all in the online world. So evidence gathering probably would be one of the challenges. And specifically, what was the motivation behind getting into this field? Because this is it's completely on the online world.
I never wanted to be an advocate.
That's it.
So, I'm born in Bombay, then Bombay, now Mumbai. And अगर वहाँ पे रहता तो शायद मैं SSC भी नहीं करता. So after coming to Pune, but obvious because of my dad, my life changed. Location Pune was selected because it is closer to our native place Kolhapur. After coming here, the entire thing had changed around me. The kind of people I met, the students at college, they were very much focused on their career. And in those days everyone wanted to go to US, so I thought I should also go to US. So along with my HSC, I have been a student of a lot of educational institutions like Aptech, JetKing, where coincidentally I had the background in technology to understand networks, to understand hardware, to understand programming. And when I came for my graduation, SP College, I saw that there was something called competitive exams. I prepared for competitive exams. उस चक्कर में I also studied Russian language equivalent to BA because I was looking for career options with Air Force. I cleared my exams, but somehow due to certain reasons, we recently had the NEET Ghotala. Similarly, we had a scam with MPSC. So that was one problem. I was medically disqualified from the defense exam services during the. Even I didn't knew that I was having a back problem. And my father told me that you should go for law. We don't have a single advocate at our place. We have a family tradition of IS and IPS officers. So I came for law, and to be frank, उस जमाने में कुछ नहीं तो चलो law करते हैं. I came for law. Luckily, I was able to secure admission at Bharati Vidyapeeth New Law College. I am taking the name because I am here because of my college. And this career especially, I thank my friend Mr. Anand Deshpande, who is presently with Microsoft. So we happened to meet at this institution school, and he said we will go for cyber law. So that was the first step. I did my diploma in cyber law. I got into CH. I went for CCI. Over a period of time, I mastered a lot of certifications, and especially the investigation part, it was because of Maharashtra Police, because I used to train police officers at the institute while I was doing law. I also had an opportunity to work as an information analyst in the border regions, and after coming back I pursued this strategic defense studies from our Department of Defense. And evidence collection, the way you said shown in movies, it is all entertainment. In reality, these kind of offenses committed because chances of getting caught are very less. There are no witnesses. When a cybercrime takes place, there is 99.99% there is no witness. Anonymity is there. And now with the change law, digital evidence is treated as primary evidence in the court of law. But there is a process of compliance. You have to comply with evidence. Collection of evidence is also very delicate. There are many who call themselves cybercrime investigators, but the fact is there is no such thing called private investigation. Reason being, for the sake of investigation, when certain pieces of information have to be brought into picture, say for example IPDR, CDR, SDR, common callers, so all this information has to be taken from mobile phone service providers, internet service providers, and it is only the police or the courts who are authorized to get this information. Second most important and crucial issue is investigation takes place on a lot of communication. So the police have to communicate with financial organizations, they have to communicate with companies, entities, domain name service providers through their official email addresses, collect information and then put it before the court. So usually there is no physical crime scene. Say for example, murder case. I used to handle murder cases, but since 2014, bus enough. Now economic offenses is the thing I practice in. So unlike a murder case, we don't have a crime scene where you have blood stains, you see the body or the weapon is lying. No, it is not like that. Crime scene is something where you see only a computer, laptop and some peripherals, CDs, DVDs, and collection of this evidence has to be done very meticulously. There have been cases where people have installed electromagnetic fields on the doors. So when the police is taking away the evidence, the hard disk and other peripherals, in some cases the data was corrupted. This has happened because cyber criminals are getting intelligent, and the way before we started, you rightly said that after a pandemic all these things have increased. Reason being, people have lost jobs. Many educated people have lost jobs, and many now want easy money, less hard work, more money, and such kind of money is very easily available in cybercrime. To get all the information, it takes time. Say for example, if you want some information from Facebook, police have to wait. If they want information from banks, they have to wait. Once the information, and now the new problem is the criminals are not involving themselves into such kind of crimes. So initially there were criminals who opened bank accounts with bogus KYC, but RBI guidelines are getting very stringent. Banks are following it. So now they are taking accounts on rent. They are using illiterate people or small time fraudsters to commit the offenses. So collecting evidence becomes very difficult. But I always say that proving a cybercrime is more easy because most of the time it is recorded in some medium, CCTV footages. There are digital footprints.
Correct.
So unlike conventional offenses where the witness happens to forget what happened 2 years or 3 years back, even after 3 years, if you call the evidence in the court, the footage is as it is. It is as fresh as the day when the crime took place.
And digital footprints cannot be erased.
They cannot be erased. They are always there. So I tell people, be careful what you speak, what you type, what you search, because people may forget, but computers don't forget you.
Right. Computers came into our life in 1999 probably, and the IT industry or the IT revolution happened somewhere after 2000s. And I think every day as technology is changing, cybercrime is also changing rapidly. Phones, I think, sir, most of the most of the crimes that are happening today is because of the phones. So the students or young people, when they use the phones, they are, I think, more prone.
It is not just students. What I have seen last 22 years as a part-time policeman, I have seen certain age groups are targeted. School-going kids who are fond of playing games, who don't realize the repercussions of what happens if they use their parents' UPI to pay for games. Second category are college-going students uh, who like to celebrate different days, including Valentine's Day. They fall in love and they get into trouble, share passwords with each other. And the third category who are victimized more in economic offenses are senior citizens who have been using technology at a very later stage of their life. I see many people with iPhones, but they don't know how to use an iPhone to the fullest. And second most important problem is, see, I will not just say it is about technology, but it is about psychology. I have also, during my college days, I was interested in a lot of things. Psychology was also one of my important favorite subjects. I've seen people tend to click on things without thinking. Say, for example, day before yesterday, a person came to me, he said, I lost my money from my bank account. I said, how did you lose the money? He said, I don't know, but I just started receiving text messages that the amount was debited. So I said, something must have happened. He said, I don't remember. I said, did anyone message you, someone not in your contact list? He said, yes, I received a message from the electricity department that I have not paid the bill. I am supposed to pay rupees 200 or they will disconnect the connection by 9:30 sharp. So I said, then what did you do? He said, they had shared a link with me. So I clicked on the link and I tried to pay the money, but I couldn't. Then I forgot about it and then I started losing my money. So I said, do you know what actually happened when you click on the link? He said, no, it was just a link. They said, click on it. So I clicked on it. So, and again, many mobile phones now, it's a dicey situation. A lot of entities, companies are selling their phones in India, but those phones are not, adhering with TRAI guidelines. Recently, a very famous company had to pay crores of rupees to the central government as fine because they were non-compliant with TRAI guidelines.
Oh.
And again, when it comes to Android, it is a very vulnerable operating system. Windows, quite secured, but again, many people don't use a licensed operating system when it comes to Windows. Linux is safe, but many people don't know how to use Linux. And now, this is the thing. It is a computer. So instead of carrying a laptop with them, people carry the mobile phone. They don't maintain licensed antiviruses. Having an antivirus freeware is something else, and having a licensed antivirus is something different. Many people are not aware as to what happens when they open a message from an unknown person in a WhatsApp group. So, both of your phones are vulnerable, and it's very important. Many people ask me, what is the solution? Education is the solution. We are in Pune. You ask me what phone you use, what operating system you use. I say Samsung. I say Android. You go outside Pune, in rural areas, they don't know what phone, what operating system. They don't know what is an operating system. So using technology without knowing it is just like carrying a bomb which can detonate anytime. So awareness is one thing, and reckless use of mobile phone is also problematic. Many people, students I know, they visit certain websites which are prohibited. They are using VPNs. VPN is good. VPN was meant for security communication, but now people are using VPN to reach places, access the dark web, buy stuff, and there is this English movie, Along Came a Spider. So something problematic also comes to the phone with something which we feel is important for us. So mobile phone manufactured in India, mobile phone complying with TRAI guidelines, mobile phone with regular security updates. And again, it is our responsibility to go to settings, security, and see if there is an update available. Updating the phone from time to time, not clicking on unknown links is something which can help to minimize. I will not say prevent, but at least minimize cyber crimes.
You mentioned about phones which are not, or phone companies which are not complying with the TRAI guidelines. Is there some kind of a data on Google where somebody before purchasing a mobile phone, so how do we access that?
Even if you are searching on Google for secured phones, even if you search for a list of secured phones, you will get a list of mobile phones which are rated 5-star when it comes to security. I will not take any particular name. And again, no matter how or what phone a person is using, if he is not using it carefully, wisely, then but obvious there will be trouble. So, see, now many people will go to buy phones during this Diwali. There will be offers, but just looking at the offer and looking at the resolution of the camera is not enough. Looking at the operating system is also very important. Looking at the robust quality, not just in terms of hardware, but also how robust the software is. These things have to be seen before.
Correct. And you mentioned about dark web. How we have understood probably again through maybe YouTube or maybe through Netflix or maybe through the available data that the dark web is a problem probably in the West. How bad is it here in India?
It's really bad here in India also. Sometime back after the second wave, there was a complaint from foreign country where a lot of credit card information on those nationals was available on dark web, which was used by certain college going students here in India. And the credit cards were used to buy a lot of expensive goods, including laptops, flat screens, TVs, washing machines, and again they were sold, and a lot of money was made. These fraudsters were, they had even managed to get fake GST numbers to commit this offense, but they got caught eventually. Second thing, the problem, drugs. A lot of drugs. Now we know what's happening. We get to know in the news. A lot of exotic drugs are available on dark web. Weapons are available. Our Arms Act is a very robust kind of law. It's not so easy to get a weapons license in India, but many people are fond of keeping weapons. Again, with IT companies, a lot of money is flowing in the hands of people. They want to use the money, and dark web is the best place from where such kind of weapons can be purchased. Now they are not using local made weapons. If you can get a good weapon, imported weapon online, they go for it. And a lot of prohibited literature is available there. Terror funding is taking place through certain websites on dark web. And I will not say that dark web is 100% illegal. Dark web is known as dark web because a lot of dark activities are committed in that. It is just like a mall. It is just like a huge shopping mall which exists in the deep web. A place where you cannot go with a regular browser like Chrome. A place where you need a special identity, a special IP address, credentials. And 70 to 80% of people try to use it for illegal purposes. You can find anything on dark web. You can find guns, you can find drugs, you can find stolen credit card, debit card information, you can find stolen identities, insurance policies, health insurance policies, prohibited literature. You can even hire a hacker.
Mm.
So it has happened in the past where the student was unhappy, so he hired a hacker to deface the website of the college. He got arrested. But all sorts of services are available. Means recently, I also came to know that there are a certain class of people who have lots of money, and they are interested to get things or services which are not available in the market. They want to see a live murder. So live murder can be arranged for them if they are ready to pay that much of money. So such kind of things are happening. But at the same time, a lot of tools are available there. A lot of literature is available there. A lot of information is available there, which is not easily available in almost every part of the world. And reaching dark web, it's very easy. With a VPN, they can do it.
I think using a Tor browser. It's called a Tor browser.
Tor browser is there. I prefer a privacy browser like DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is a good browser, but it should be used for legit purposes. There are a lot of researchers who happen to, they want information, but the information is not available at each and every place. So they can find it there. But a lot of people are using that place to do all sorts of illegal activities.
The crimes that happen on these kind of places like the dark web, how easy is it to investigate or how difficult it becomes?
Difficult to investigate. Reason being, say for example, I want to buy a weapon. Munger is very famous for such kind of things. So I know a friend there. I tell him I want a pistol. So he says, okay. He will ask me, what do you want? A pistol, a revolver, a katta, kya chahiye? I say, I want a pistol. Decent looking pistol. He says, okay. You will have to pay this much of money. I will pay him money. He may transport the weapon to me, or he may put a person to transport the weapon to me. But if the person gets caught, there is a very big problem. Because the person is going to take two names. Mr. A paid me and Mr. B is the person whom the weapon has to be delivered to. It becomes easy. But when we are dealing with dark web, there is a problem. Reason being, I want to buy a weapon. I asked some of my friend who is into all these activities. I said, whatever money I am ready to pay. He says, okay, it's not about money. He says, we do it with cryptocurrency because cryptocurrency leaves no trails behind. Bank accounts, layer to layer, the police can investigate. But if the money is traveling peer to peer from one wallet to another wallet, it becomes difficult. He is visiting the website with an IP address which is a foreign IP. He is doing from some place where no one is seeing him. He is booking a weapon for me. He is paying the money. But obviously, if the money is paid, the weapon will be delivered to me no matter how or what. And there is a lot of anonymity when these kind of things happen. Say for example, if I want a weapon, the dealer will directly call me on WhatsApp because WhatsApp calls cannot be put on surveillance, they cannot be heard. He will ask me to share my location. So say for example, I am at some college, some university. Usually college and universities, they close by 5:36. After 9:30, 10, no one is going to visit the hostel premises. So I give a location and I give a tentative timing. Someone will come and put a dead drop over there. The person doesn't know me, I doesn't know the person. I will go to that spot at the given timing. I find my parcel. Now if I try to use the weapon or if I brandish the weapon at some place, I get caught. But the police actually never comes to know how the weapon came to me. So investigation of such kind of cases becomes difficult for the police. And what obvious, I don't blame the police because to some extent they have to rely on information. Until and unless they cannot get daydreams that something is happening, chalo, let's catch him, ye hai. It's not, they have to wait because if they hush, they may find someone who is not related to the case. So investigate, but obvious, the weapon may be confiscated, the goods can be confiscated, but the origin or the travel pattern, it becomes difficult to be traced or tracked.
So in this, obviously, since criminals are becoming smarter day by day, but I'm sure even the investigating agencies are also becoming smarter day by day.
Yes.
So what are those kind of technologies or what are those kind of techniques that are coming up in helping out in these investigations?
See, usually when it comes to investigation, law plays an important role than technology. Say for example, just now I gave an example that how a weapon finds its way to India from some Far East Asian country or some European country. Now, when we speak about such kind of issues, we have to deal with jurisdictions. Now we are a sovereign republic. We have a boundary. The boundary that shows how demarcates how our country is, aligned in the world. Now, if the police come to know that an offense has been committed from a foreign country, then it is not like movies. Like our heroes are going in the police uniform to a foreign country, speaking in Hindi with foreigners, and cracking the case in 3 hours by beating up people. It is not like that. It's all usually entertainment. In reality, we have a procedure. Initially, it was under 166A of the Code of Criminal Procedure, where we call it investigation abroad. So, at any point of time, if a police officer realizes that the offense has been committed from outside the country, the related person, bank accounts, documents, or other evidence is outside the country, the police officer has to inform it to the concerned court. Once the court is satisfied, then a process is issued. Usually the process is known as LR in India, letters rogatory. So this process involves preparing a transcript of the consent papers and transferring the papers to the host country through an agency which is known as IPCC, that is the International Police Cooperation Cell, which comes under CBI. Why CBI? Because CBI is the nodal agency of Interpol. So the documents find their way to the concerned court in the foreign country, and if the concerned court is satisfied that investigation has to be done, it is imminent, then they direct the local police to investigate the case, and according to the laws they will decide what information has to be relayed back to the concerned investigation agency in India through the court. So mutual legal assistance treaties play a very important role, and India is having MLATs with almost all countries in the world. So it can be extradition, it can be collection of evidence, or it can be even freezing bank accounts in a foreign country. Now I have a friend, he's a retired assistant commissioner. While he was a PI, he managed to recover 87 lakh rupees which were transferred from India to People's Republic of China.
Okay.
Now usually China is seen as an unfriendly country, but in that case the government assisted the law enforcement agencies and they reverted back the money to the concerned accounts from where the money was transferred out. So law and technology are two elements, but law plays a more important role by giving remedies, by giving extra territorial jurisdiction. Now in old movies they used to say कानून के हाथ लंबे होते हैं, so I never understood what does it mean. है ना, आजानुबाहु. It is not like that. There are there are terminologies like the long arm statute. Long arm statute, or where the law can reach outside its jurisdiction, like our information technology, cyber law. So cyber law not only extends to whole of India, including the state of Jammu and Kashmir, but it also extends to places from where the offense is committed.
Could be anywhere in the world.
Could be anywhere in the world.
Okay.
So agencies can investigate, they can request other agencies, foreign agencies, and we are having an effective infrastructure to take care of things. We are having the Internal Affairs, Ministry of External Affairs, so they do it, but it all depends on information. Say for example, if a foreign company who is providing VPN services, if that company gives the information of the suspect, only then you can find the suspect. But if that company is not ready to share the information, say for example on privacy grounds, then that becomes a big problem. So local laws also play an important role.
So while designing these laws, now again, sir, because something happens and then a law is designed. There is a crime which must have happened and then a law is designed.
Yes.
But here it is the other way around. The law is designed in order to control these kind of crimes much before.
Yes.
What I understand from your discussion. So how do these law enforcement agencies or how do the lawmakers stay updated with these things? Because it is almost like a prediction.
It is not just updating the local laws, but it is also updating the international laws through treaties, international cooperation. And cybercrime is not just an headache for our country. Cybercrime has become a headache for almost every country. So international cooperation, regular conferences, treaties are some important ways to upgrade this mutual legal assistance between countries. See, laws are very rigid. Technology can change every day. Technology can change. Today, the technology may change by evening. But if you want to go with the technology, you have to change the law. And changing the law is not so easy. But again, I will give an example. To keep certain amount of flexibility, laws come with rules. Say, for example, we have the Information Technology Act, which is known as the cyber law in our country. But this law comes with rules like the sensitive personal information rules. So these rules speak about certain mandates. The law says that if a body corporate is responsible for a crime, the body corporate should compensate the person, aggrieved person. This is what law says. Law says that the bank, the insurance company should take due diligence. But what is due diligence is mentioned in the rules. So the present standard we are following is ISO 27001. So banks, insurance companies have to be in compliance with these standards, which are international standards. Rules can change over a period of time. As technology changes, rule can change, standards can change. So these kind of rules work supplementary with the law, which can be updated over a period of time. You don't have to change the entire infrastructure, you don't have to change the entire law, but you can make necessary changes to the rules to bring the law in an updated position with the present standards. This is what the government is doing, and this is what not India but almost all governments or legislative systems are doing across the world.
Right. While before we started the shoot, you were mentioning that when there is a bank account, then these financial frauds they happen with people.
Yes, I cannot commit a cybercrime without a bank account, and now cybercrimes are more of frauds. Now I remember those times when they used to mail us and they used to inform us that we have won a lottery ticket. Coca-Cola company bumper draw, $500 million. So people used to believe the mail, they would revert back. Then the fraudsters would say, look, you have won the lottery ticket, now you will have to send your information. People would send their information. Now they would say, look, you will receive the money either as a draft, either as a bank transfer. How do you want it? So I say, I want a draft. Okay, if you want a draft, then in that situation, you will have to pay for notaring the draft at the local court there in US or UK. Number two, you will have to pay for insurance because the draft is of high value, and you will have to pay for advanced legal fees. So people used to transfer money, but where are they transferring the money? They are transferring the money to a bank account. Then things changed. After COVID, we see that people are receiving messages from their electricity departments where they are advised and they are told that if you don't pay the money, then we are going to disconnect the power supply. But how does it work? They make me click on a link. The link, the clear that particular link may be laced with some kind of malicious program like a spyware, a keylogger, or a screen sharing software. So they are able to see what credentials I am inserting in the application in the UPI. They see the credentials and they try to use it. So this is also a fraud. So most of the crimes, if we see, are fraudulent. But to commit a fraud, ultimately I need a bank account. Either it is my bank account or I ask people that you can give your bank account on rent. So ultimately the money, see, right now if I want to rob you, you have an expensive watch, you have a phone, you must be having some money in your wallet. If I want to rob it, I will have to attack you. Again, you are not an क्या कहते हैं उसे साधारण इसके आप नहीं हो. You have a good height, you are well built, you may overpower me. So this is a dangerous situation, and if in such kind of offenses, if I happen to hurt you, the offense becomes more serious. I may get recorded in some CCTV camera. I want to avoid it. So instead of committing an offense against you like robbery, I prefer making you part with your property, believing me and my version what I am giving you. But again, what is the destination where you are going to send me the money? It is a bank account. So usually 99.99% cases there has to be a bank account to commit a cyber fraud. People call it a cyber crime, but there are categories of offenses in which fraud is the most committed offense. You automatically get added in a Telegram or WhatsApp group. Then you are looking at text messages that people are making a lot of money. Then you make a call to the group admin, a WhatsApp call. You tell him, I got added in this group. I am also interested in share trading. लेकिन मतलब कैसे होगा? He says, I am an advisor. I will tell you how to do it. Then he asked me to transfer the money, but I am transferring the money to some other bank account. And the person who is receiving the money believes that he is receiving returns on his investments. So this is the way I am rotating money in the market. And ultimately, there is one bank account who is a very heavy investor. Now he is going to go for a bigger task. I may ask him to transfer 85-86 lakh rupees, but this time the money will be transferred to a person who wants to sell his or her cryptocurrency. That person is also innocent, you are also innocent. You transfer the money to that account, the person in good faith transfers the cryptocurrency to my wallet. I am out of the group, I am out of the story. And when police complaints are filed, they are filing complaints against each other and they are getting their bank accounts freezed. So the center of this crime is a bank account. And with rigid KYC, they are not using their own bank accounts. There are many people who give their accounts, bank accounts on rent. Some people knew that something is wrong. This is a fraud. So they deliberately let it happen through their bank account.
In fact, I used to work in a banking setup before. So there are a lot of times when there are dormant accounts,
Yes,
which somebody has opened maybe 5 years ago. I just forgotten about it.
yes,
So how important is it for even customers to understand that if they have opened a bank account maybe 5 years, 6 years ago, if you are not using it, you need to close it down because
yes.
there is a possibility that it can be misused.
No, but in that situation, that account is under the control of the bank. If there is some activity from inside the bank, there can be a trouble. But again, as you rightly said, it is the responsibility of the customer to make sure that if the account is dormant, if it is not in use, then it should be closed. Because we never know. अगर time ही खराब है तो कुछ भी हो सकता है. Anything can go wrong.
And that goes for both. Even demat accounts also, bank
Yes,
accounts
yes,
also.
yes,
It goes
yes.
for
CC account है, savings account है, demat. If you are not using it, close the bank account. Inform the bank, get it closed.
That also goes for even social media accounts.
Well, social media accounts, I know people who open 3, 3, 4 accounts. One in their own name and 3, 4 in the names of other people.
Other people.
Usually they want to have fun with friends, so they will open a Facebook account in the name of a girl. And Facebook is also very dangerous place if you don't use it wisely. 2012 or 13, I don't remember exactly. There was this girl in Mumbai. She used to keep on updating her information on Facebook. Whatever she ate vada pav khane se pehle she'll take a photo abhi vada pav hai, being vada pav. So there was a marriage ceremony at their place. The house had to be renovated. Her father was a reputed businessman. So he said, chalo, the cousins are coming from US, they are coming from Canada. So instead of staying in a hotel, we'll go to Mahabaleshwar. 3-4 दिन में घर का काम भी हो जाएगा, we'll enjoy, we'll come back. Now this girl immediately told her friends on Facebook that I'm going to Mahabaleshwar. We all are going there, and I will be going in my papa's Benz. People love to share things ki how the luxurious life I'm living. So papa ki Mercedes hai, ye hai, wo. She was, and someone was watching her. She was on watch. She didn't knew this. They started for Mahabaleshwar early morning, 7:38. They started, and she was posting, "Yaar, kitna traffic hai, this and that." Now at Shri Ram Vada Pav, then at Surur Phata, having pure veg lunch at Gandharva, and 4:37 p.m. they reached near Venna Lake. So they halted to have some strawberry with fresh cream, and they had even taken their dog to Mahabaleshwar. But obviously, they thought कुत्ता बोर हो जाएगा, ले जाते इसे भी. When they reached there, they saw one person, भैया हमारी फोटो निकालो. So that fellow took a group photo, and in that group photo, the entire family along with the dog was there. The moment the persons realized that all the people are very far away from Mumbai and the house is now completely vacant. Stuff worth 2.25 crore.
Oh God.
क्योंकि शादी के लिए they had brought the jewelry and they had kept it in an electronic locker. उन्हें लगा कोई electronic locker खोल नहीं पाएगा. ठीक है ना, उठा के बाद में उसे गैस कटर से खोल ही लेंगे. सब.
Sorry, people open ATM machines also.
Yes.
Locker क्या?
Next day morning when the neighbor, वो अंकल आए, उन्होंने देखा बंगले का गेट गायब है, अंदर गए मेन डोर गायब है, अंदर गए कुछ भी नहीं, नो फैन ट्यूब सब लेके गए थे. So he called and he said, अरे सर आप क्या है वो, बोले रिनोवेशन, किस तरह का रिनोवेशन, सब ले गए वो लोग, बोले नहीं. Then that person came to Mumbai, they filed a police complaint, the police went into action. Based on inputs they were able to arrest those people near Dahanu. बट तब तक गहने वगैरह सब गायब हो चुका था, फर्नीचर वगैरह वो सब मिल गया, लेकिन ऑर्नामेंट्स एंड अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स वर मिसिंग. एंड देन दैट फेलो सेड कि वी वर जस्ट फॉलोइंग द गर्ल ऑन फेसबुक. सो देयर आर फॉलोअर्स, दे फॉलो ईच एंड पीपल थिंक हम क्या, वी आर मिडिल क्लास, हमारे पास क्या है. बट एवरी पर्सन इन दिस कंट्री इज एन एसेट. Every person is important and every person has something special what the others may want. I've seen how girls get kidnapped because their moment they keep on sharing their information with their friends. They get kidnapped, the house gets robbed. So maintaining, now I'm not on Facebook, I have a Twitter account, but I very rarely I see the messages. I don't use Instagram and I'm not there because I don't need it. If I want to talk to someone, I will call the person. How are you? And WhatsApp is there. If I have WhatsApp, I don't need anything because I can even make a video call with him. Many of my friends are outside India, so I can talk to them. But how they are using it is posting too much of information can be dangerous. Even keeping your important documents in the phone is also very dangerous. If the phone is manipulated, many people don't keep their phone encrypted. So if I access your phone, I can take away a lot of documents.
Correct, because I think in between there was a trend where people used to get blackmailed,
Yes,
especially the fraud loan accounts,
fraud loan
loan
accounts.
companies basically.
Yes, and now there is a new trend. You receive a call from an unknown number, video call. You take the call. A lady is talking to you, a young lady, and suddenly she starts removing her clothes. And simultaneously, they are taking screenshots. Then they will send the screenshots to you and they say, look, you're talking with a girl. She's a nude girl. You're talking to her. We will upload this information. You have committed an offense. Now the police will come for you. We will share it on Facebook. We'll put it on YouTube. I know a person who has paid away 82 lakh rupees. 32 lakhs, 31 lakh rupees have been freezed. Now we are trying to recover it through property return. But the remaining money is gone. And plus, he's in a traumatic situation. He is 62. He said, at this age, a girl calls me and all these things have happened. He said, I cannot face my family. I said, what wrong have you committed? He said, just I took the call. That's it. So they do it. Now there is also a scam called FedEx. You receive a call, they say, we are from FedEx. A parcel has been intercepted. It's carrying drugs. It's in your name. We know you are not the accused person. So we will arrange a call with the nodal officer, Narcotics Control Bureau. Then a video call meet is arranged. The person says, now you'll have to keep your phone on. Don't disconnect the call. Give us all the information. We suspect you to be. We want all the information in relation to the bank. They are taking all the information, and then many banks are providing pre-approved loan. So they apply for a pre-approved loan in this person's name. Okay, while they are completing the formalities, they say that you are supposed to transfer 10 lakh rupees to a particular bank account. He says, I don't have that much of money. Then they say, no problem. If you don't have the money, we will arrange for the money. You will receive some OTPs. Give us the OTPs. The OTPs are actually coming from the bank. This person shares the OTPs with them. The loan is disbursed. The loan, the amount is, it arrives in his bank account. Then they say, please see the balance. You must have received this much of money. He says, yes, yes. No problem. Wait, be on the call. We want to monitor your bank account. After half an hour, they say, ठीक है. Now it is proved that you are not guilty. Abhi, you will revert back the money to the bank accounts which we are telling you. Phone चालू रखो. The person in good faith transfers the money. He has lost 20 lakh rupees. He has lost the money which he has received to pre-approved loan. The call is disconnected, and then he comes to know in 2 days that a loan has been sanctioned and he is supposed to pay the loan. So he is in double trouble. A crime has been committed and he has lost the money which he has not used. He is supposed to pay to the bank. So such kind of things are also happening.
So if this happens with somebody now, this can happen
With anyone.
Anyone. It can happen to anyone. If this happens, what are the ways in which legally this person can defend himself?
The first and most important thing is putting a complaint on the cyber portal, Ministry of Home Affairs. Usually, financial crimes are the most which are committed against individuals. If you happen to transfer money on bank accounts as per the advice of the fraudsters, and if you realize that you have been defrauded, the first and most important thing without losing time is putting a complaint online. You can put an online complaint on the cyber portal. Once the complaint is uploaded, it starts working in a fraction of minutes. The concerned bank accounts are frozen. The money can be stopped then and there. Again, 100% recovery is not possible. Usually, if you file a complaint on time, 50 to 70% of amount can be stopped by the police by the portal.
Which is still good.
And once you file the complaint, you also get to know the police station which is allocated to you. You get an acknowledgement number, you get a PDF file. You are supposed to approach the concerned police station, get an FIR filed. Once the FIR is filed through any advocate, I will not say I am a cyber advocate, there is no such thing called cyber lawyer. Any advocate practicing in criminal law can practice in this field if he knows Information Technology Act. So, through an advocate, he can approach the concerned judicial magistrate first class having jurisdiction on his location, and he can apply for the money which has been frozen in the bank account. The court issues notice to the police. Usually the police know what has happened, so they give a no objection. The PP is issued with a notice. The PP will ask the judge to verify the documents and transactions, passbook and everything, all the entries. And if everything is okay, genuine in place, the court will pass an order and direct the police to inform the banks to revert the money to the complainant's bank account. So this is the first thing, this is the first remedy, because these people don't get arrested. Reason being, it is not a fault on the part of the police, because these people are now using virtual numbers. And to track down a virtual number is not a piece of cake. If you don't have locations, and if the police try to go after the numbers, they get foreign locations. Now they are not even making regular calls, they make WhatsApp calls. So the first and most important thing is, without losing time, file a police complaint. Online, you can do it from home. Again, it's not like movies that कोर्ट को छुट्टी है सैटरडे संडे, अभी कोर्ट को छुट्टी है, ऐसे नहीं है. Even on holidays, magistrates are there in the court, because it is a right of an arrested person to be produced before the nearest magistrate within 24 hours. So courts are there. Police is working day and night. वैसे देखा जाए तो police unofficially don't have a holiday. They are always there. And with electronic means of communication, with what kind of e-governance the government is doing, all those things, it should be used to the best possible manner. If the resources are available, you can do it from your home. You don't even have to. Once the complaint is filed, you also start getting messages where how much amount has been freezed in which bank account. So you also know the status of your case. So first thing is, you should always, if there is any problem, if there is an offense against woman, a lady, I often tell students, you are coming from different places. If you have trouble, you should talk to your parents. If your parents are not here, you should talk to your teachers. And if you think that it is getting out of control, you should go to the police. Because there is no Superman or Spider-Man who is going to help you. It is the police, the machinery who is going to help you. So first, immediately put a complaint. You can actually save a chunk of money that is lost. And talk to people. They don't talk. They are so afraid. अब मैं क्या करूँ, कहाँ जाऊँ? They don't talk. They don't speak. That person who lost away 82 lakh rupees in the WhatsApp call, he had locked himself for 3 days. After which the neighbors, they informed the relatives reached there. Police complaint होते करते a time of around 15-16 days had lapsed. And when they filed the complaint, it was useless because all the money was already, the bank accounts were empty. So you have to respond immediately to such kind of things.
I think, and one question over here is, right from the time the complaint is filed, till the time, suppose the maybe 50, 60, 70% of the amount is recovered back into the complainant's account. What is the time that is generally taken?
Usually 2 to 3 months. 3 months.
Okay.
But if you have some vacations, now we are having almost 7-8 days the courts are closed. Certain courts are closed, magistrates. Diwali vacation is there. So during that period, some time, additional time may take place, 15 to 20 days. Criminal courts function almost regularly. And the time taken is because usually the first notice is issued to the police. The police have to communicate with the bank and respond back to the court. Sometimes the banks don't provide information to the police on time. Once that is done, the prosecutor has to file a say. and the pendency is huge. Means each and every court is having hundreds and hundreds of matters pending. So the usual time frame is 3 to 4 months. There are many advocates who say 10 दिन में कर देंगे, but don't believe them. 10 दिन 15 दिन it takes to upload to you draft the complaint, you upload it, notice issue, इसी में time लग जाता है. So 3 से 4 महीने is the time period. If I defrauded you, you paid me the money, and the money has went to some other bank account, that becomes a problem because the other person is also a victim. So the court may issue that person a notice and call for his say. So until and unless his say is not received, the court has to wait. So again थोड़ा सा time लग सकता है if the money is freezed at some layer. But usually the courts they try and see कि because these kind of applications known as criminal miscellaneous applications and they have to be disposed of as soon as possible.
So once a chunk of money maybe is recovered, but still the fellow he goes to the bank. No? Whatever the remaining amount which is not recovered.
नहीं, the remaining amount which is not recovered is gone. If it has been withdrawn, ATM withdraw हुआ है, if the money is being transferred to other bank accounts या उधर से भी पैसे निकल गए, or if it is used to buy cryptocurrency, and the money is gone.
But जिसके नाम पे लोन लिया गया था, then उसको तो पे करना ही पड़ेगा.
हाँ, but obvious. Actually, it is against the principles of natural justice, I believe, because the money which is not utilized by me, the money which has been taken away by me in a fraudulent manner, is, I'm not responsible for the same. And to mitigate such kind of problems, RBI has already, they have passed circulars and they have advised banks to go for cyber insurance policies. So cyber insurance is a very good option. And again, frankly speaking, is it so easy to get a bank loan? 20 lakh rupees pre-approved loan just through OTPs?
No.
So I see there is a lakhs on behalf of the bank also. If I want a loan, I have to go to the bank, I have to show some guarantee, I have to take a reference, I have to complete all the documentation, uthak baitak, surya namaskar, jogging, after which I receive a loan.
Correct.
And people are disbursed with 20 lakhs, 28 lakhs of pre-approved loan just with an OTP. No, they put it on their website ki the procedure for application will be in physical. You have to enter into an agreement. There will be a documentation. Where is the documentation? Simply I receive an OTP and the money is disbursed. And again, beneficiary verification. 10 o'clock I receive the money in my bank account and 11:30 I transfer the money. No one is asking me, why are you doing this? That also comes under the due diligence part. So I see it is the responsibility of the banks as well.
Mobile banking has made things convenient, but again, these are the dangers.
Yes. So I advise people to do something very easy. Use 2 mobile phones, 1 basic handset, 1 smartphone, 2 SIM cards, 1 my personal number linked to my Aadhaar card, my gas cylinder, insurance policies, fixed deposits and everything, and 1 number for the smartphone. 1 bank account which is my main principal bank account where I am having all the chunk of my hard earned money, and 1 bank account just for UPI, FASTag and all the stuff. So the way I remember when I used to travel with my papa to our native place. In those days, ST bus, Ratrani, limited number of buses. So when he used to travel, my papa used to keep some chunk here in the watch pocket. The wallet used to be in the front pocket. Some change. I asked him, why do you do this? He said, if something goes wrong, if they try to rob us, they will have to fight me to take away the money from my watch pocket. There are pickpocketers. They may try to use a blade. तो आगे से करना मुश्किल है पॉकेट चुराना. एंड ठीक है, इफ यू गो asleep, रात में किसी ने अगर जेब से निकाला तो he will get 10-15 rupees. So he gave me the lessons of information security. Keep your information and your money divided at different places. If you lose something, you lose something. You will not lose everything. So this is the best thing to do.
Some time ago, you spoke about how people upload everything on Facebook or
Yes.
Instagram. Specifically, what should be avoided if you want to advise this?
Okay. If I send you a friend's request on Facebook, will you accept it?
Now because I know you, I will.
Okay, but the problem is I'm not on Facebook.
You mentioned that, yes.
Yes. Now, even though you meet someone, even though you know that person, and if you receive a friend's request from that person, it is always advisable to ask the person, did you send me a friend's request? We talk to so many people, we chat so much on WhatsApp, we call so many people. Why not making a phone call and asking the person, is it you who have sent me the friend's request? I say, no. It means someone is trying to get you. Someone may try to send your friend's request. You say, अरे वैभव साळुंखे वकील अपना दोस्त चलो, we'll accept it. Once you accept that friend's request, you see my friends list, जिसमें there is one pretty looking girl. Then she calls you and she says, are you a friend of Mr. Vaibhav? How do you know him? मेरे पास एक केस था. He did very well. He helped me. So, anyways, where are you? You say, I'm in Pune. I'm also in Pune. Then the person says one day, sorry sir, I'm in trouble. I'm near Balibadi. I had an accident, and I have a situation. So, can you please send me some money? I will pay you in some time. You believe it because she's my friend. But it's not me. She's not my friend. She is trying to extract money from you. Such kind of miserable things happen. Again, your information should not be seen by the entire world. You should customize the settings in such a way that only your friends, not even friends of friends, no. You don't know who are the friends of friends. Only your friends see it. Never share personal information in relation to your movement. Especially students, girls, they should not share information. आज मैं यहाँ गई जा रही हूँ, कैंप जा रही हूँ घूमने के लिए, लोग देख रहे हैं कैंप जा रहे हो हम भी आते हैं. They may follow her. And offenses against women are on the rise, we know. They want to teach a lesson to the girl who said no on the Valentine's Day. They go with a rose, the girl says, what nonsense is this? Don't do that, I'm not interested. Then he says, अच्छा ठीक है अभी दिखाता हूँ, I'll take a revenge. And they may try to get her through social networking websites. There is a concept of इसको सबक सिखाते हैं. So such kind of things may happen. Your personal photographs, close-ups, avoid it. Too much of information, what you eat. Many people even, अरे मुझे allergy है, ये medicine की allergy है. I can use the information to kill the person. If I know the person is allergic to something, I can put it in the coffee and चलो पी लो, हो गया, stroke खलास. So personal information, your preferences, your eating habits, your allergies, your movement, how much you are spending. Do we go and shout in our housing society, आज मुझे 5 लाख रुपए मिले हैं फीस? Will anyone do it? No. चुपचाप रहते लोग, इतना पैसा मिला ठीक है बैंक में डालते, एफडी करते. So similarly, why shout on Facebook and tell people? And many people want to show buzz. And again, with computers, mobile phones, we look good. Our with auto spell check and grammar facility, our English becomes super fine, so we can impress others. है ना? So such kind of things come like a boomerang. They hit us. So avoid too much of information. इतना ही करना है तो you can share your photographs on WhatsApp end to end. It's using end to end encryption, or you can use other mediums to mail the photos to that person. This can be done.
We sometime back we spoke about Telegram.
Hmm.
Telegram, the case is very fresh right now,
Yes.
and lot of people are using Telegram to download maybe pirated movies or anything else.
Yes.
So that is a big problem for people who are using Telegram.
Intellectual property rights violations are taking place a lot. Again, controlling Telegram is difficult because they don't have proper corporate offices like Facebook or WhatsApp in India. The nearest office is in BKC. If the police want something, they can communicate with the concerned nodal officer and they can get the information. But getting information from Telegram is a very big headache for the law enforcement agencies in India. And one more thing I want to tell you, what seems to be free is actually not free. The kind of pirated songs or movies which are coming to the user's phone can also be harmful for the phone, and those files can contaminate other mobile phones also. Say for example, we are friends, I download a movie pirated version, I like the movie, I share it with you, I contaminated my phone, I got your phone also contaminated. We had this website songs.pk which was banned in India. So songs.pk, many people said it is meant to steal information, or it is not like that. They can remotely control your phones. They can use your phones to launch distributed denial of service attacks against your own infrastructure. And then we complain ये गवर्नमेंट नकली है, ये पुलिस कुछ नहीं, क्या करेंगे वो लोग? See, 15th August, 26th January, SSC, HSC results, we see that the websites are very slow. फिर हम लोग बोलते हैं गवर्नमेंट को कुछ नहीं, हमसे पैसा लेते, गवर्नमेंट कुछ नहीं करता. Actually, the files we have downloaded are files which are generating a lot of traffic from our phones to the website. Say for example, you have a website, it can handle, the server can handle 2 lakhs or 3 lakh requests per second. That is how much you have tried your level best. What if you start receiving 7 lakh requests per second, 8 lakh requests? Your server is going to flood, it is going to crash.
Correct.
Then people will complain and they will allege that इनको कुछ आता नहीं. But they don't know that their phones are used to carry out these attacks.
Correct.
So what seems to be free is actually not free. People believe in offers है, 1 रुपए में आईफोन, पापा बैठेगा 1 रुपए में आईफोन दे, कौन दे रहा है? Who is going to give you this stuff just like that? There has to be something behind it. They are collecting your information, they are collecting data on you, they may use the data at some other place, they may get your financial information, they may upload it to the dark web. I've seen some people are so stupid, they use a debit card and they will write the PIN number on the pouch. And वो भी रिवर्स पे कि चोर को मिल गया तो वो गलत नंबर डालेगा, मुझे मिला तो मैं पहले उल्टा ही नंबर डाल के देखूंगा ना. So how easily people are just, and then they blame ये बैंक ऐसा है, ये पुलिस ऐसा है. The people are making mistakes, how can they blame others?
So, sir, we also have to, since we were discussing so much about downloading of information or things, files specifically online. Even when people take a phone, there are many applications that they download,
Yes.
which are probably of no use to them.
Yes.
And those applications also are a very big source of committing a crime against you.
Yes. So if there are preloaded applications and if you don't want the applications, then it is advisable to remove those applications. Again, I have seen many people keeping 2 to 3 different UPIs. Podium पण आहे, GB is also there, Bhim is also there. So one UPI is more than enough. So it is always advisable to keep one UPI so that you don't share or link your bank account with different UPIs. And now with DPDP Act, we are at liberty to decide how much permissions have to be given to an application or to a website. So before you proceed, instead of accepting all the permissions, it is advisable to manage the preferences
Yeah.
as to how much information can be taken by the concerned website or application from you. And all those applications which are in use, especially bank applications, or Canara Bank application is there.
So, sir, considering the rapidly evolving change of the rapidly evolving technology and rapid use of mobile phones, any closing remarks for the audience today, sir, to keep themselves safe in the entire situation?
Think before you click. Whatever you are going to click or download, think twice whether I should proceed or not. Don't use open networks, public networks to access your accounts. So technology is important, AI is important, but how much should it infiltrate in our life and how much should we be dependent on such kind of things? The line has to be drawn by us.
Yes.
This is the only thing that can help the prevention and not the eradication of crime. Because if crimes go away, so I am not required. The Shivajinagar district court is not required. The police stations are not required.
Right.
And you cannot think of an ideal type situation where everyone is law abiding. You say, that's why we need laws.
Correct. Correct.
So laws are there, machinery is there, the police is there, but ultimately self-policing is best policing and prevention is better than cure. These are the two things people should follow.
So,
This is what I can say.
it was a very informative discussion that I had with you. And I think time ka constraint hai, but otherwise there are so many more questions that keep on coming to our mind.
Yes.
And I'll again try to have another episode with you where I can maybe discuss more on maybe other topics as well on this.
Right.
I'm sure everybody who will watch this episode today will have a lot of information to take away. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. And comment में हमें ज़रूर बताइएगा कि what more topics come to your mind so that मैं उस तरीके से I can arrange for discussions for you which will be informative and full of learning for you. Thank you.